shotgun. He'll look to throw. Steps up, fires towards the end zone, and Nino bobbled it for a second. Some good coverage over there by Mason to Grady. Goes to his right, has the first down and more, slips one tackle.
And here's a long pass to the far side. He's going to take it to the house. To the outside, now cuts it up, and he's into the end zone. And a pleasant good morning to you, everybody. Welcome to Maryville High School in Phoenix for the 2026 Arizona Youth Football League's Championship Day. The undefeated and number 1 ranked East Valley Warhawks, and they'll be taking on the Barbarian Hurricanes. Our game today is powered by the Husband and Wife Law Team. Back in a moment. All right, Greg Wilson, the head coach of the undefeated Warhawks, going into a championship game. And what would you say the attitude is with the team right now?
I'd say we're pretty fired up right now. We had a great practice this week. Thursday, we absolutely were, firing on all cylinders. It was something, I really was looking forward to. It's always a worry being a coach, going into the week, whether these boys are going to be ready or not, or be locked in, and I think we're locked in today.
So talk about the opponent. You faced these guys earlier in the season. What do you expect from them today?
I'm sure they're going to open up their playbook. It's something that, potentially that I would do it myself. I think, there's definitely some key components on the field that, we got to watch for. And, I have my keys to look for, and, that's all we can ask for.
Okay. Well, good luck today.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
They have no idea what they're about to see. A team that's actually ready. They're counting on us to quit.
You don't stand a chance. This will be a cakewalk.
This is what we've waited for.
We've prepared for this. Look, they're bigger than us. They're all talk. Our team is not afraid to fight.
We are the Husband and Wife Law Team.
Call the Husband and Wife Law Team first.
That was great, Alexis. I didn't even get hit this year.
So, you want to be the best? The best commit to showing up before dawn, perfecting form, pushing limits, even when no one's watching. To be the best, you show up always. Every swing, every drill, every sprint matters. You keep going. When the moment is here, you show up ready. Shields.
And welcome back, everybody. Eric Anderson along with Jeff Lowry out here at 59th Avenue north of I-10. First of 3 ball games this afternoon out here at Maryville High School. It's the 10:30 ball game, 7 and under. The East Valley Warhawks out of Mesa. They are 8-0. They've only given up 2 touchdowns all season against the Barbarian Hurricanes. They are out of Tolleson out on the west side. They are 7-1. The Hurricanes, formerly known as the Jack Boys, so they've changed their name to the Barbarian Hurricanes. This is a rematch of a ball game at the end of March. The Warhawks winning 20-6. It was a very tight ball game, a little bit tighter than that score indicated. But the Warhawks have only given up 2 touchdowns all season, so it is a big rematch of that ball game at the end of March, won by the Warhawks 20-6. And again, the Warhawks out of Mesa, their head coach Greg Wilson, assistants Teddy McDonald. Greg Wilson, also the offensive and defensive coordinator, special teams Drew Masaccio, Hunter Thomas, Jesse Montero, Eric Miller, Q Black, and Vincent Gilligan. That's the East Valley Warhawks. They're in their hot pink uniforms. And for the Barbarian Hurricanes, we'll just call them the Hurricanes, their head coach is Luis Pena. Blake Lawrence Sr. assisting, Jared Kernis, Ramon Mian, Gregory Center, Devontae Walker, Jaden Payton, thanks to Flor Pena for the roster, and Kaya Polzer, also one of the assistant coaches. So the coin toss about set here at midfield, and the teams coming on for our left are the Barbarian Hurricanes in the navy blue. It'll be 4 10-minute quarters. We'll wait here for the coin toss out here at Maryville High School. 87 degrees, expected to get to a high of 96 this afternoon. Maryville High School opened in 1963 out here on the west side. So again, our 10:30 ball game, it is 7 and under. The East Valley Warhawks at 8-0 in a rematch against the Barbarian Hurricanes out of Towson. They are 7-1, and the Barbarian Hurricanes getting introduced at midfield. The 1 p.m. ball game, 12 and under Eastern Arizona Wildcats out of Chandler against the Arizona Arrows. And at 3:30, it's 12 and under Copper Crew versus the OC Elite. So we're waiting for the player introductions out here at Maryvale High School. And again, this opened in 1963. And that'll be all the players being introduced for the Barbarian Hurricanes at 7-1. Again, this is a rematch of a game at the end of March. The Warhawks winning 20-6. So the only loss of the season for the Barbarian Hurricanes was against this East Valley Warhawks. Warhawks have only given up 2 touchdowns all season long. So now we get the player introductions in the very hot pink uniforms. The Warhawks here going from right to left. Again, our broadcast sponsored by Shields Sporting Goods down in Chandler. And the husband and wife law team, Mark and Alexis Breyer, for personal injury or wrongful death. Find the husband and wife lawteam.com. So the Warhawks getting introduced. We'll allow that public address announcer to continue with the player introductions. Again, 87 degrees out here at 59th Avenue north of I-10 out on the west side of Maryvale High School. It's the 2026 AZ Football League Championship. We're going to take a break in the action, back momentarily.
So, you want to be the best? The best commit to showing up before dawn, perfecting form, pushing limits, even when no one's watching. To be the best, you show up always. Every swing, every drill, every sprint matters. You keep going. When the moment is here, you show up ready. Shields.
They have no idea what they're about to see. A team that's actually ready. They're counting on us to quit.
You don't stand a chance. This will be a cakewalk.
This is what we've waited for.
We've prepared for this. Look, they're bigger than us. They're all talk. Our team is not afraid to fight.
We are the husband and wife law team.
Call the husband and wife law team first.
That was great, Alexis. I didn't even get hit this year.
And welcome back, everybody. Eric Anderson along with Jeff Lauer, be coached or helped by analyst Coach Slim. He's on the board of the league here as some of the important people out at midfield shaking hands, part of the 7-under staff for the East Valley Warhawks. They are 8-0 out of Mesa, and also some of the Barbarian Hurricane staff members. They are 7-1. Again, the Barbarian Hurricanes, formerly known as the AZ Jackboys. So we'll refer to them as the Hurricanes this afternoon. So this is the 2026 championship ball game for 7U. And we're just waiting for that coin toss. The Warhawks in that hot pink, and the uniforms and the staff members for the Barbarian Hurricanes in the navy blue. So nice to get some of this stuff on film. So rematch here of ball game at the end of March. Warhawks winning 20-6. So a very tight matchup in that ball game. It's a rematch. Just one loss on the season for the Hurricanes. That was to the Warhawks. 3 ball games this afternoon, 10:30. Again, this 7-under East Valley Warhawks at 8-0 against the Barbarian Hurricanes out of Towson, 7-1. 1 p.m. ball game. It's 12-under Eastern Arizona Wildcats out of Chandler against the AZ Arrows, and 3:30, 12-under Copper Crew versus the OC Elite. And just about set for the coin toss at midfield. 87 degrees, expected to get to about 96 this afternoon. Maryville High School opened in 1963 out here on the west side, 59th Avenue north of I-10. 4 10-minute quarters. Just awaiting the coin toss. Again, husbandandwifelawteam.com, one of our sponsors, Mark and Alexis Breyer. For wrongful death, personal injury, find the husbandandwifelawteam.com, and then Shields Sporting Goods down in Chandler. They're one of the top chains in the country. Chandler Shields, it's located outside the Chandler Mall. It's more than a sporting goods store. It's a destination built to serve athletes, families, and fans of all ages across Arizona and the East Valley. So coin toss at midfield. The Warhawks in that hot pink uniforms and the Hurricanes in the navy blue. Let's see who wins this coin toss. There generally no punting in the ballgame. There'll be some kickoffs. The coaches are allowed to help get players in position, but then when the play starts, they've got to be about 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So awaiting the coin toss at midfield. This ball game between the 7U East Valley Warhawks at 8-0 and the Barbarian Hurricanes out of Towson at 7-1. So again, helped analyst Coach Slim on the board for the league. What do you see in this ball game, your background as far as seeing these guys?
It's a good question, Eric. Looks like these guys, both teams come into this game pretty poised, as you mentioned. 8-0 for the Warhawks, 8-0 for the Warhawks and 7-1 on the Hurricanes. I think this game's really going to come down to who could honestly control their emotions and check the penalties. Both teams pretty evenly matched on both sides, so again, I think it's going to come down to execution and whose team can check their emotions on the field.
Yeah, early on, a lot of the teams get very fired up, and then if they can avoid any mistakes early on, and the coin in the air. A lot of teams have been deferring to the second half. We'll see who wins this and who decides. It appears that the Warhawks will get the ball first. Get the signal from the umpires out there and referees.
It's cool to see Big Red out there on the field with the little guys there playing in a spring championship game.
So the Warhawks will get the ball first. And for the Warhawks at quarterback, number 8, Hudson Wilson. Keep an eye on number 6, DJ Norton in the backfield. Z. Millsap. Also at running back, Caleb McDonald, 80, and Mello Thomas, 52. For the Barbarians on defense, keep an eye on Luis Morales, London Triggs, and Aaron Cravens, number 3. And our national anthem here from Maryville High School. So our national anthem here from Maryvale High School out on the west side, 59th Avenue north of I-10. The Warhawks will get the ball first. So we'll see the strong leg for the Hurricanes. They're formerly the AZ Jackboys. They changed the name to the Barbarian Hurricanes. We'll just simply refer to them as the Hurricanes. The kickoff man will be number 11, Zachary Mansfield. Set to be back deep for the Warhawks, number 6, DJ Norton and Z Millsap. So some good defense for the Warhawks all season, Coach Slim. They've only allowed 2 touchdowns all year, and you mentioned keeping those emotions in check. That's the key thing. Once you get that first hit out of the way, it kind of knocks away that adrenaline early on.
Yeah, that's usually when things settle, Eric. You know, I remember playing in old Little League. Coach used to always say, fly down the ball and hit something, and usually that kind of shakes the jitters. Excited to see how this thing plays out. You know, you talked about the defense only giving up a very few touchdowns throughout the year. It just speaks to the preparation that goes into these teams each week as they, you know, potentially scout teams or, you know, figure out in-game adjustments to be a very stingy defense that they are.
Hurricanes in the dark uniforms. The ball on the tee for Zachary Mansfield, number 11, and for the Warhawks, back deep, number 6, DJ Norton and Z Millsap. A lot of onside kicks. When you're talking about 7 under, they're not going to kick it all that deep. So in the bright pink, the Warhawks, and in the dark uniforms, the Hurricanes. 4 10-minute quarters. This is the 7 and under 2026 championship. Mansfield to kick off for the Hurricanes. 87 degrees here at kickoff at Maryvale High School.
Coaches last minute trying to get their players lined up. Should be about everybody looks to be in line now. Let's get the coaches off the field and let's get this thing kicked off.
So a rematch of that ball game at the end of March with the Warhawks winning 20-6. It was a very tight ball game the whole way through. In fact, the Hurricanes allowed them to score an extra point at the end. So Mansfield all set to kick off for the Hurricanes. And Mansfield with a short kick here to the near side. It's only going to be going about 7 yards. It'll be great field position. First down and 10 for the Warhawks at the 43-yard line of the Hurricanes. That's one thing with the, you know, the kickoffs. They don't go all that deep. And again, mentioning the quarterback for East Valley, the Warhawks, number 8, Hudson Wilson. Running backs, keep an eye on DJ Norton, number 6, Z Millsap, 25. Caleb McDonald, 80. Mello Thomas, 52. On defense for the Hurricanes, 28 Morales, 21 Triggs, and 3 Cravens, guys to keep an eye on.
And you know what, Eric? I'm actually excited to see this matchup. I haven't seen this quarterback live yet, but I'm hearing that this kid likes to throw the ball, move around the pocket, and actually air it out, which for 7U, you don't see that quite often, so I'm excited to see that.
So it'll be first down and 10 for the Warhawks at the 44-yard line of the Hurricanes. They stack the backfield. Wilson will go out of the shotgun. First down and 10, a handoff going right this time is Odom. He races to the outside, has the first down and more down the far sideline, and tackled down around the 23-yard line after a pickup of 21.
Yeah, looks like the Hurricanes are going to rally to the ball, make the tackle somewhere around the 20-yard line. And that's exactly the kind of play that you want to have right out the first gate. Get your team settled down. Nice big run to open up the series and sets up a good field position for them just outside their red zone.
A pickup of 23. Odom with a carry. Aaron Cravens with a tackle. Move the chains. First down and 10. The Warhawks at the 21-yard line of the Hurricanes. Again, Wilson, the quarterback. Odom that time wearing 28, got the carry and picked up 23. First down and 10. Warhawks at the 21 of the Hurricanes.
Hurricanes send the blitz.
And a delay going left this time. Not much doing on the play.
Yeah, Hurricanes do a good job of rallying to the tackle this time around. Looks like they're going to stop them for no gain.
Miller getting the carry, picked up about 1, and taken down below by Mansfield. In fact, there will be no gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Warhawks at the 21-yard line of the Hurricanes. This drive started at the 44-yard line of the Hurricanes. 4 10-minute quarters, 8:35 and ticking in the opening quarter. Both teams 3 timeouts each. 2nd down and 10, Warhawks at the 21-yard line of the Hurricanes. Again, the Warhawks will alternate running backs in the backfield. Hudson will go out of the shotgun. Single receiver to the left. On an end around going from left to right is DJ Morton on the run. He's into the end zone for a touchdown.
And see, that didn't take long for them to make the, to find something there and score. Very good start for the Warhawks to start this championship game.
So it is 6-0 in favor of the Warhawks. 8:02 remaining in the opening quarter. A 21-yard end around to DJ Norton. So if they try to kick the extra point, which at the 700 level they generally will not, it would be for 2 points. If they run or pass it, it'll count for 1. And I'd imagine the Warhawks will try to run or pass it in for 1 point. So a quick start for the Warhawks, 6-0. They lead it here on the 21-yard end around to DJ Norton. 8:02 remaining in the opening quarter. The Warhawks will go for a 1-point conversion as Wilson will go out of the shotgun. Handoff to Norton going right.
It's a good move.
Cuts it back into the middle, and he's in for the 1-point conversion. It is 7-0 in favor of the Warhawks. 8:02 remaining in this opening quarter. So Norton getting the 21-yard touchdown run on the reverse. The drive goes 44 yards on 2 minutes and 3 plays. It is 7-0 Warhawks here with 8:02 remaining in the opening quarter. So that'll probably get some of the jitters out early on, Coach Slim.
Yeah, it definitely should. Now, what's going to be interesting is to see how the Hurricanes bounce back. They gave up the easy score off, I think, what was it, two quick plays. So we'll see if if they can respond here.
So Odom had a 23-yard run. The second play from scrimmage was stalled, and then the 21-yard touchdown run by Norton on the end around. How does the league look? There's the fall and the spring league, and there's a couple hundred teams, aren't there?
Yeah, we're primed to have a pretty remarkable year this year as well. I think there was over 150 teams signed up for fall last year, and we had quite a good turnout for spring. So we're looking forward to just carrying that momentum into fall and seeing good numbers.
8:02 remaining in the opening quarter. 7-0 in favor of the Warhawks on the 21-yard touchdown run by Norton. Hudson Wilson will kick off for the Warhawks. They'll rotate several guys back deep for the Hurricanes, but this level there's a lot of onside kicks. A lot of times the ball doesn't even go 10 yards. So Wilson will kick off for the Warhawks. You got 4 men back deep for the Hurricanes, but a lot of times they don't even kick at 10 yards. But a good start on the 44-yard drive for the Warhawks. They lead at 7-0, 8:02 remaining in the opening quarter. 4 10-minute quarters. Wilson to kick off for East Valley, and we've got a whistle and a stoppage of play. But yeah, you mentioned how I think when I was 7 years old, we hadn't even started a Little League yet, but that was over 50 years ago. Now they're so far ahead in advance now.
Yeah, they are. They start them this as early as 6U, these days, and spring's actually a really good time to get those early games in, especially for those new players coming in to tackle.
So we'll try it again for the Warhawks. Hudson Wilson will kick off. And he pops it up here to the near side. That ball is loose. And falling it on for the Barbarians, or I should say the Hurricanes, Blake Lawrence Jr. That ball was loose for a moment. It'll be decent field position. 1st down and 10 for the Hurricanes from their own 46-yard line. Again, 7-0 in favor of the Warhawks with 8 minutes remaining in the opening quarter. Expected to get to about 96 later on, but At least it's not 100.
I'll tell you what, man, it feels like it, Eric. I was just at a game down the road for the early morning game, and it got warm early. Speaking of the Hurricanes, it's going to be interesting as they look to start their drive, from their own, about 46 yard line. See how they bounce back when to respond, to the Warhawks points.
Isaiah Coleman, 23, will share the quarterbacking duties with 14, Elias Kernis. It'll be first down and 10, Hurricanes from their own 46-yard line. Craven, Walker, and Lawrence will share the running back duties around the left side. It's a keeper by Coleman getting to the outside. He's going to pick up about 7 over midfield, out of bounds in the 47-yard line on the far side.
And that was a great tackle by the Warhawk player, actually coming up with the ball, it looks like, but don't think that they're going to give him possession. Nonetheless, pursues to the right side of the field and makes the tackle.
Odom made the tackle on the far side. Like you said, he came up with the ball, but it was after the ball went out of bounds. A gain of 5. It'll be second down and 5 for the Hurricanes at the 48-yard line of the Warhawks. Warhawks leading 7-0 with 7:17 ticking here in the opening quarter. So we'll see, like you mentioned, how the Hurricanes will respond. Second and 5 at the 49-yard line of the Warhawks. Coleman took it on the quarterback keeper the first time. He gets the snap, bobbles it, stays on it, unfortunately falls on that. And to make sure that he was down was Braxton Nielsen. So a little fumble exchange there.
Yeah, and sometimes you get that with the direct snap, especially with some of the younger players. Looks like the coach strategy here is going to be direct snap right or left based on an overload. That's going to bring up, with the fumbled snap, it's going to bring up a third down, and it looks to be about 7 yards to gain.
Loss of 3 on the play, third down and 7 for the Hurricanes, just inside their own 49. A direct snap going right this time, and spinning is Blake Lawrence, and he's not even going to get back to the original line. Check that, it was getting the snap Cravens. He's not even going to get back to the original line of scrimmage, and coming up from the secondary and making the stop that time was McDonald.
Yeah, looking at the run there in the replay, looks like he runs into his own player, spins, but by then Warhawks rally to the ball, and it's going to be a tackle for actually a loss of 1.
So a loss of a yard, 4th down and 8 for the Hurricanes back at their own 48-yard line. Coleman will go out of the shotgun, 5:40 and ticking in the opening quarter, 7-0 in favor of the Warhawks, and a handoff inside, not much doing. In fact, it was a quarterback keeper by Coleman, and that interior of the line snuffed it out for the Warhawks, and on downs, the Warhawks will take over first down and 10 from midfield. What'd you see there?
Just looking at the snap, looks like they're going to try to go up the middle. There's not a lot there. I'm assuming that they may have decided to go up the middle because they see a 3-man front, but not going to happen. Warhawks rallied to the ball for a big stop and create the turnover on downs.
So one thing you can do at this level, the 700 level, you can choose to punt it. You don't physically punt it. You just say, well, we're going to punt it, and then you move that ball down 30 yards the opposite way, but the Hurricanes chose not to do that. First down and 10 for the Warhawks from midfield. Wilson will go out of the shotgun with 2 receivers. 5:35 remaining in the opening quarter, 7-0 in favor of the Warhawks.
And he looks like he's going to get loose here, Eric.
Miller to the left gets the carry. 1 man to beat down the near sideline. Blaze Miller is going to go all the way for a touchdown. If he go for 50 yards, but a penalty marker lands on the 38-yard line of the Hurricanes. This is probably coming back due to holding.
Let's see what we got here. It's too bad nonetheless. Number 1 with a good run. Stiffs arm. It's 1 defender. Gets to the outside, cuts it up the sideline, and he is not looking back.
So Miller's 50-yard run is coming back. I'd imagine holding against the Warhawks. The Warhawks trying to add to a 7-0 lead, 5:14 remaining in the opening quarter. A 21-yard touchdown run by DJ Norton on an end around the opening drive of the ball game.
Eric, I tell you what, even though that play's calling back and it's early, the Hurricanes going to have to find something to do defensively to slow this offense down. Doesn't look like they're getting much resistance. 3 plays, and 2 of them were pretty big gains.
So the penalty is marked off from the spot of the foul, which was about the 38-yard line of the Hurricanes. So it'll be 1st down and 8 for the Warhawks, the 48-yard line of the Hurricanes. Guys to keep an eye on defense again for the Hurricanes, 28, Luis Morales. London Triggs, 21, and Aaron Cravens, number 3. 1st down and 8, Warhawks at the 48 of the Hurricanes. Wilson will go out of the shotgun. And a stoppage of play.
Ooh, looks like it's going to be a delay. How to move him 5 yards back.
And again, the coaches can come up and try to get these guys into position, but once the play starts, they have to get back about 15 yards. It'll be a legal motion, I believe, against the Warhawks. It'll cost them 5 yards. It'll be 1st down and 15. Warhawks back at their own 47.
And that's a good observation there. So for those outside watching in, we do allow coaches on the field for up to 9U and under. This group being 7 years of age. You've got a coach on the field, but as Eric alluded to, he does need to stop talking as soon as the quarterback starts his cadence.
Warhawks 1st and 15 back of their own 47-yard line. Wilson will go out of the shotgun. Now he's checking the play call. Back here, I imagine that maybe that's the head coach, Greg Wilson. He's offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator. Going left this time is McDonald, and he's going to be double-teamed here on the near side, and leading the charge was Van Haren, along with Triggs. Combining on the tackle, it's going to be a loss of about 5 back to the 42-yard line. It's going to be setting up 2nd down and 18.
Was that the 7U version of the Statue of Liberty play, Eric?
You don't hear Statue of Liberty too much anymore.
I might be showing my age just a little bit there, but yeah, it caught me by surprise. Saw the clean handoff on the backside from the quarterback. Unfortunately, it doesn't fool the Hurricanes in this instance, and they're there for the tackle.
3:15 and ticking in the opening quarter, 7-0 in favor of the Warhawks. Warhawks 2nd and 18 back of their own 42-yard line. McDonald goes in motion as coach directing traffic. Hudson Wilson, number 8, the quarterback. 2 receivers set, 2nd down and 18.
Look forward.
Handoff going right this time is Norton.
Oh.
Gets to the outside and picks up about 7 out to the 49-yard line. They'll spot the ball officially at the 48. It'll be 3rd down and 12. Warhawks from their own 48. They need to get to the 40 for a 1st down. Warhawks doing a good job running that clock down. 2:25 and ticking in the opening quarter. 7-0 Warhawks. A rematch of the ball game back at the end of March that the Warhawks won 20-6. So 3rd down and 12 of the Warhawks from their own 48. Single receiver near side. They stack the backfield with 3. Wilson, the quarterback. You mentioned he does like to pass, and for 7 under, that's not all that common. And a handoff going left this time. To the outside, nothing doing.
That's a good tackle made by number 9 there for the Hurricanes. If that's 3 maybe, I'm sorry.
Odom gets the carry. Cravens on the tackle. It's going to be a loss of 3 back to their own 40. Well, where are they going to spot this?
Looks like the 45.
Did not see a penalty marker.
And it looks like they're going to punt it. And
they just automatically, if they announce punting, they'll just move it down the 30 yards.
Right.
Which
correct. So walk off.
Is a good thing to do. So a punt without kicking it for the Warhawks, and they'll spot that ball right around the 20-yard line for the Hurricanes.
All right, so the Hurricanes able to force a stop there, give the offense the ball back. Remember, the score is 7-0, Warhawks lead, 1:15 left in the first quarter. Hurricane Barbarians looks like they'll start their drive on their own 25-yard line.
Warhawks leading 7-0, as Coach Slim mentioned, a minute 15 remaining in the opening quarter. A 21-yard touchdown run by Norton was the score for the Warhawks. A one-point conversion for Norton was the one-point conversion. It'll be first down and 10, Hurricanes from their own 27-yard line. Again, they alternate quarterbacks, Coleman 23 and Kernis 14. And again, the coaches can stay with the players until right before the play. Isaiah Coleman, the quarterback, 23, will go out of the shotgun for the Hurricanes on 1st and 10 from their own 27-yard line.
Looks like they're in a Tampa 2. Oh, they're going to pass. He lifts up. Decides not to throw it. Gets up the sideline.
Coleman going to be chased out here on the near side. He's over the 30-yard line and driven out over here by Everson Thomas, amongst others. It'll be a pickup of 4.
Yeah, so looking at the replay, looks like they wanted to go out for a pass, but decided to go ahead and tuck it and run. Picks up a couple and gets out of bounds.
2nd down and 7 for the Hurricanes from their own 31-yard line. Again, the only loss of the season for the Hurricanes, formerly known as the AZ Jack Boys. The only loss was to the Warhawks 20-6 at the end of March.
Interesting.
2nd down and 7, Hurricanes from their own 31-yard line. Again, a quarterback keeper is Coleman.
Oh.
And he throws the ball at the last second, and he was behind the line of scrimmage, but a gutsy play. It goes incomplete. It'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, Gutsy's right there. I really thought that he was going to keep it and just make something shake on the ground, but nonetheless throws it, brings up an incomplete pass, and we'll have 3rd and 7 with just under a minute left in the first quarter, Eric.
Yeah, 59.6 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. 7-0 in favor of the Warhawks on the 21-yard touchdown run by Norton. The Hurricanes 3rd down and 7 from their own 31-yard line. Single back in the backfield, and taking off going left is Aaron Cravens. Gets to the outside, cuts it up. He's going to be close to the first down marker and taken down by Braxton Nielsen. It all depends on the spot. He needed 7, and he got close to 7 out to the 37-yard line. But it
does look like a first.
It is a first down.
They give him the first.
A gain of 7. That may be the last play of the opening quarter, but with 30 seconds left, the Hurricanes might get one more off on 1st down and 10 from their own 37-yard line. Coleman will go out of the shotgun. And now they slow things up, 20 seconds and ticking. Racing left is Coleman. Going to take it himself, cuts it up over the 40 and dragged down after a 5-yard gain out at the 44-yard line. Taken down by Mello Thomas. And that'll be the end of the opening quarter, with the Warhawks leading by a score of 7-0.
Yeah, so good opening first quarter. Warhawks obviously able to come out on their opening drive and put points on the board. Now we've got the Hurricanes in their second series. Looks like they're starting to settle in and move the ball. That was a big run on the first down. Looks like it was a gain of 7. So,
you want to be the best? The best commit to showing up before dawn, perfecting form, pushing limits, even when no one's watching. To be the best, you show up always. Every swing, every drill, every sprint matters. You keep going. When the moment is here, you show up ready. Shields.
They have no idea what they're about to see. A team that's actually ready. They're counting on us to quit.
You don't stand a chance. This will be a cakewalk.
This is what we've waited for.
We've prepared for this. But they're bigger than us. They're all talk. Our team is not afraid to fight.
We are the husband and wife law team.
Call the husband and wife law team first.
That was great, Alexis. I didn't even get hit this year.
And welcome back, everybody. Eric Anderson along with Jeff Lowry, Coach Slim, who's on the board League of Directors. It is 7-0 in favor of the Warhawks as we start the second quarter. A 21-yard touchdown run by Norton. We switch sides now, moving from right to left are the Hurricanes, and 2nd down and 3 from their own 44-yard line. 4 10-minute quarters, and it's 7-0 Warhawks as we start the second quarter. 87 degrees, expected to get to 96. Isaiah Coleman, the quarterback, will go out of the shotgun. Cravens lines up here to the near side. And hustling on here at the last second for the Hurricanes, checking in Hunter Hines on the offensive line. 2nd down and 3, Hurricanes from their own 44. Coleman, a quick toss here to the near side to Cravens. Gets to the outside, but he's taken down by 4 members of the Warhawks. Leading the charge was Everson Thomas, tight end and linebacker. It'll be 3rd down and 3. Remember, at the 7 and under level, you can choose to announce a punt. You don't have to physically punt it, but they move it down 30 yards down the opposite way. It is 3rd down and 3 for the Hurricanes from their own 44. Lawrence splits out to the far side. Cravens here to the near side. Coleman will go out of the shotgun on 3rd down and 3. Hurricanes from their own 44. In motion, the end around was to Cravens, but this play is whistled dead and penalty against the Hurricanes.
Yeah, and that might hurt. Looks like that one was going to go pretty big had that whistle not been blown.
So it'll be 3rd down and 8 for the Hurricanes, back of their own 39-yard line after the motion penalty against they call them the Barbarian Hurricanes, formerly known as the AZ Jack Boys, just 7-1 on the season. 3rd and 8 for the Hurricanes, back of their own 39. Very early stages, 8:50 and ticking in the second quarter, 7-0 Warhawks. 2 receivers set, Coleman out of the shotgun in motion. They run it again on the end around to Cravens. Broke a tackle, but he's going to be hit and dropped in the backfield.
Looks like it's number 1.
Coming up, Blaze Miller from his defensive end position for the Warhawks and making a stop. It'll be a loss of 2, 4th down and 10. I imagine the Hurricanes, I would guess they would choose to do that punt again maybe, but maybe not.
I know this coach, and sometimes there's questionable calls made. I think he may actually go for it, which be surprising. It's 4th and 10.
4th and 10, Hurricanes back of their own 37-yard line. Coleman out of the shotgun. 2 receivers set, Cravens in motion. They fake the end around. The ball pops loose, and falling out is Coleman. The 37-yard line on downs. The Warhawks will take over. So a little bit of a gamble that didn't come out positively for the Hurricanes.
And, I don't know. Call me old school. I'm a little bit more conservative when we're on, when we're on the opposite side of the field. I typically play field position and trust my defense.
Well, that time a little bit of a fumbled exchange. And on downs, the Warhawks take over. Warhawks leading 7-0, 7:51 remaining in the first half. They scored on the opening drive. A 3-play drive, 44 yards. It took minute 58, culminated in a 21-yard touchdown run by DJ Norton. He also ran it in for the 1-point conversion. Good field position for the Warhawks. 1st and 10 at the Hurricane 37-yard line. Temperature approaching 90 degrees out here. They stack the backfield with 3 backs. Wilson on the end around. They hand off going left. DJ Norton. He's going to be hit and dropped in the backfield. Some great defense by the Hurricanes. Leading that charge was Aaron Cravens. Coming up, it's going to be a loss of 6, 2nd down and 16.
Yeah, it looks like the coach may have made a slight adjustment there. It seems that they're showing a little bit more aggression on defense. And so far, since that first drive, as you mentioned, it's been tough for Warhawks to get something going.
Warhawks, 2nd down and 16. Now ball resting at the, well, now they spot the ball back up at the 32. What did you see on that? I didn't. There was a tackle for a loss, but must have been a penalty on the play. Be 2nd down and 5. Wilson hands off another penalty marker in the fumble exchange there, and coming up with it for the Hurricanes.
There's a lot going on in that play, Eric. I didn't know, as you mentioned, if there was a penalty assessed. It appeared to be, but it doesn't look like players were set and ready, and the play started. Looks like they're going to call a false start on the offense. And
well, in fact, the referee signaled false start against the defense. Now, that is not a penalty. Does not exist. But nevertheless, it appears they're going to move the ball in favor of the Warhawks. So the last two plays, spot the ball where it's spotted, but can't really figure those two out.
Yeah, that's tough. Nonetheless, we've got 1st and 10. Warhawks getting close to their own red zone. Looks like they spotted the ball right there at about the 28. I'm sorry, the 23-yard line.
1st down and 10 for the Warhawks. Out of the shotgun, the handoff. Miller going left this time and breaks it to the outside. One man to beat. Miller on the run towards the end zone. He's into the end zone for a touchdown. 27 yards for Miller on the carry, and the Warhawks now leading 13-0. 6:28 remaining in the first half.
Breaks 2 tackles, and there they go. What they said, Mama, there goes that man.
Blaze Miller getting the carry and going around the left side, 27 yards. The Warhawks off to a good start, and they'll go for the 1-point conversion. The first one was converted by Norton. I've never seen 7 and under players, if they tried to kick the ball. It's tough enough if you're 12 and under, but 7 and under, they'll run or pass it, and that counts for 1 point. If you would choose to kick it, it'd be for 2 at any of the levels. Good blocking on that play, Coach Slim, it looked like.
Yeah, it really was. I saw it open up for number 1 right off tackle up that left side of the field, and hole is so big. Drive a truck through it. I felt pretty good about his chances at making one guy miss.
Warhawks will go for a 1-point conversion to try to make it 14-0. Hudson Wilson with an empty backfield. 3 receivers lined up to the near side. They'll go for a 1-point conversion. Wilson rolls to his right, going to take it himself. He's into the end zone for a 1-point conversion. And it's now 14-0 in favor of the Warhawks. 6:28 remaining in the half. So Warhawks with a nice little drive of, I believe when it was all said and done, it was about 37 yards. And that failure, I don't know how much it haunted the Hurricanes not to choose the punt, but it did make it a shorter field for the Warhawks.
Yep, I agree. And the Warhawks capitalized from the great field position that they got. And there we have it. Scores 14-0 with just under 7 minutes left in the first half.
So the Warhawks, they scored first, their first possession, a 21-yard touchdown run by Norton. He converted the extra point for 1, and now with 6:28 remaining in the half, Miller a 27-yard touchdown run. And again, this is a rematch of a ball game back at the end of March in which the Warhawks won 20-6. It would have been a little bit closer. It was a tight ball game the whole way, but towards the end, the Hurricanes kind of allowed them to score to try to get the ball back. But it was a tight ball game, and this is a rematch, and the Warhawks leading 14-0, 6:28 remaining in the half. So Hudson Wilson will kick off for the Warhawks, and generally most of the kicks are not intentional onside kicks, but they generally don't go over 10 yards.
Right. Yeah, at this level, it's pretty tough. Most of them are kicking the ball pretty short, as you mentioned. Chances for a 7-year-old to kind of fumble or, handle a bobbled ball on the ground is pretty slim to nothing. So
at 7, we were still out on the playground, at least myself, just playing tackle, but nothing set up like this.
Oh, yeah, a good old tackle in the
way
streets.
So Hudson Wilson will kick off for the Warhawks. Warhawks up 14-0, 6:28 remaining in the half. Warhawks got the ball first to start the ball game, so the Hurricanes will get it to start the second half.
Now, I'll tell you, Eric, at our 7U game when I coached this age group, we actually were fortunate enough to have a kicker that can place the ball just as deep as that kid just did. And they kick it deep. 3 still on his feet, gives a stiff arm up to the sideline. He's still on his feet. He's still going. And he's finally brought down right about, let's call it the 45-yard line.
So Cravens gets the return and brings it back 12 yards, and that's where the Hurricanes will set up shop, first down and 10. The Warhawks 45-yard line. It is 14-0 Warhawks, about 6:20 remaining in the first half. Again, the Warhawks got the ball first to start the game, so the Hurricanes will get it to start the second half. Both teams with all 3 timeouts remaining, so a lot of time remaining in this first half here. Again, our broadcast sponsored by Shields Sporting Goods down Chandler. It's right outside the Chandler Mall. They're one of the biggest chains upcoming and newer, a little bit on the new side. Dick's Sporting Goods have been around, but Shields really getting big. And the husband and wife law team, Mark and Alexis Breyer, for personal injury, wrongful death. Find the husbandandwifelaw.com. Hurricanes 1st and 10 at the 45 of the Warhawks. What, do you do any coaching at all, or do you?
I do, yeah. So I currently
7
coach
under?
11U. So this upcoming fall, I've got a team that I've been coaching here in the Valley since they was 5 years old, actually. Started in spring, and we've had a lot of success with that group. Went to nationals a few times and fall short, but just this past fall, I was selected as a all-star coach, and was able to take several kids from that we acquired here from the Valley, assembled a team, and went out and won a national title for the state of Arizona.
Where'd you go?
We went to Florida.
Oh, wow.
Naples, Florida is where the big granddaddy of them all for youth football, the mecca of the meccas.
First down and 10, Hurricanes.
It looks like he was wanting to pass that.
Coleman around the left side on the end around. He's taken down after a 1-yard pickup here on the near side, and making the hit over here, Miller as well as Norton.
So watching the replay, you can see that that's a designed halfback pass play as the running back runs out to the side, decides he's going to keep him himself, calls his own number, and is tackled for a short gain of 1. But he did have a receiver that was in the backfield wide open had he gotten that pass off.
Hurricanes 2nd down and 9 at the 44-yard line of the Warhawks. Yeah, it's amazing the age, how kids grow from 5, 7 to 11 to 14. There's big changes. 2nd down and 9, a direct snap to Cravens going left. Trying to get to the outside. He's going to pick up about 2 here down to the 42-yard line, taken down by Mello Thomas. That must have been great to go down to Naples. Sometimes I know Jeff has gone to Tampa or Orlando, but that was in Naples, huh?
Yeah, so it's moved to Naples about 3 years ago. It had been, prior to that, it was in Kissimmee, which is in the Orlando area, that they had been doing it for a while. But as I mentioned, the last 3 years has been in Naples. And it's a good time. It's a lot of football being played over a week. And if you are a football person, then that's where you want to be during the month of December.
Hurricanes 3rd down and 7. Coleman races to his right. Slipped 1 tackle, but he's going to be taken down at the 49-yard line. Hudson Wilson, amongst others, coming up to make that stick, as well as Blaze Miller. It's going to be a loss back to the 48-yard line, a loss of 5. The Hurricanes will be facing a 4th down and 13 from the 48 of the Warhawks. 4:13 and ticking here in the first half, 14-0 Warhawks. Well, what do you got good field position, so I'd imagine you'd go for it here rather than the punt.
You do, but it's 4th and 15. There's not a lot, that you have probably in the offensive playbook. I mean, if it's me, I'm going into my bag and I'm looking for something maybe like a trick play, a reverse, something to catch the defense asleep and open up something big and try to get away with some points on the board before we go into the half.
Warhawks call the first time out. They've got 2 remaining. The Hurricanes with all 3 remaining here in the first half. Warhawks got the ball first to start the ball game, so the Hurricanes will get it to start the second half. It is 3:50 remaining in the first half. It is 14-0 Warhawks. They scored on their opening drive. 21-yard touchdown run by DJ Norton. He converted the extra point, a 1-yard touchdown run. Then with 6:28 remaining in the second quarter, Miller with a 27-yard touchdown run for the Warhawks. The conversion was by Wilson, the quarterback, for 1 point, and that's where we stand right here, 14-0 in favor of the Warhawks. 3:50 remaining in the first half, and the Hurricanes facing a 4th and 13 at the 48 of the Warhawks. You mentioned, well, it appears that the Hurricanes are going to choose that punt, and it will, they just say, well, we want to punt it, and then they move that ball 30 yards downfield. So that's that field position battle. It's probably a good move.
Yeah, it is, and I agree with the call. Trust your defense, make it a little bit tougher for them. The second series, if I recall right, the Hurricanes were able to put a stop together. So if they can rally and potentially keep points from going up on the board now, there's 3:50 left in the half. I think they have a timeout or two. They may be able to get a stop here and see if they can put some points up going into the second half, gaining the momentum, and then again receiving the ball. That could be telling, so let's watch out for that.
Yeah, the Hurricanes have all 3 of their timeouts, so the Warhawks have 2 remaining. So the Hurricanes helping the field position, and if they can make a stop and utilize the timeouts, it'd be nice if you're a Hurricane fan to get some points on the board here before halftime. Again, the Hurricanes trailing 14-0, 3:50 remaining in the half. They will get the ball to start the second half. Warhawks first down and 10 from their own 24-yard line. I don't think we've seen maybe one pass attempt from the Warhawks, but that was ill-fated. But it's 7 years old and under.
Yeah, that's it. We've only seen one. I know that he wanted it was drawn up to pass on that PAT, but he ended up calling his own number. Here we have a run. Oh, and he's tackled almost immediately after getting the handoff. Looks like it's a loss of 1.
Odom getting the carry. It's going to be a loss of 1 on the play. It's 2nd down and 11, taken down by John T. Williams.
My apologies, Eric. Loss of 2.
No.
So looks like it's going to be 2nd and 12.
So some good defense for the Hurricanes. 2nd down and 12, now back at their own 22-yard line. Remember, Hurricanes with all 3 timeouts. And the clock continues to tick, 3:15 and ticking in the first half, 14-0 Warhawks. And Warhawks, after the loss of 2, 2nd down and 12, back at their own 22-yard line. Hudson Wilson has been the quarterback. He is the quarterback, and now a member of the Hurricanes checking out. London Triggs goes out to the sideline. They bring in another member of the Hurricanes.
Yeah, it looks like it's an official timeout to get a player equipment right.
I believe it was Vince Moreno coming in. 2nd down and 12 of the Warhawks back at their own 22-yard line. Wilson rolling to his
there's
right.
The pass that I talked about, and he catches it.
It is caught at the 30-yard line. It's going to be a foot race down the near sideline. It is Mello Thomas, and he's taken down all the way down at the 29-yard line.
And there's that big play that we were looking for from that quarterback. 8 connects to, is that 52? I can't see his number clearly there, but nonetheless, a great play, great design, great catch.
49-yard pickup on the catch and run by Mello Thomas. The tackle made by Daniel Williams Jr. for the Hurricanes. That's the first legitimate pass that we've seen, and Mello Thomas was wide open, and he only had a man or two to beat, but he was taken down at the 29-yard line. Big play for the Warhawks. Minute 50 remaining in the half, 14-0. Warhawks trying to take advantage of that long 49-yard pass play, and so much for the field position. Now that's out the window.
Yep, they got it back, and the clock is rolling. So just under a minute 30 as we get this, as they get set to take this snap. 1st and 10, be interesting. Hurricanes, you got to feel like they got to get a stop here.
Warhawks 1st down and 10 at the Hurricane 29-yard line. Wilson will go out of the shotgun. They spread the field with 4 receivers. Thomas here to the near side. He made that 49-yard catch a moment ago. They hand off inside. Racing to the outside this time.
That's number
is
6.
Norton, and he's into the end zone for a touchdown, but a penalty marker's down. It's going to be holding. It's going to come back. It would have been the 2nd touchdown of the afternoon for Norton. It would have gone for 29 yards, but holding will bring that ball back. The referees do a good job here. It's, not an easy job. I mean, it's not. We criticize NFL officials enough. You're always. The refs have a tough. The fans like to get.
Hey, Eric, you said it, man. Shout out to the referees. I don't think they get enough credit in youth sports, man. They've got to deal with a lot.
Parents has got to be tough at this level.
It's the toughest. I speak that as a coach, as somebody that just sits and watches and observes, and oftentimes it's them, right? It's not the kids, but nonetheless, these officials do a good job, and it's nice to
doing the best they can. They do a very fine job. After the holding penalty against the Warhawks, it'll be 1st down and 18. Warhawks at the Hurricane 37-yard line. And just 40 seconds and ticking in the first half. Warhawks leading 14-0.
I like the quarterback getting his guys back, directing traffic out there, so it's telling you that he's poised.
Wilson out of the shotgun on a delay. It's Norton, the same play again around the right side. Slipped a tackle, stays on his feet, and finally goes out of bounds here on the near side, right around the 20-yard line, taken down by Isaiah Coleman, amongst others, for the Hurricanes, and a couple guys getting up slowly. Also there was Braxton Van Haren.
Yeah, just looking at that replay, was another good run by number 6. Gets a good block and, finds some space to move and work his way up the sideline. Brings up another 1st down, but there's 19 seconds left in the first half, and it's going to be interesting to see what the Warhawks do with the time that they have. Keep in mind they do have 2 timeouts.
It is showing 1st down on the far side, but in fact, I believe it may be 2nd down and 1.
There you go.
It was a gain of 17. He needed 18. 2nd down and 1. Warhawks at the 20-yard line of the Hurricanes.
I like to play up the other side of the field to 1. Yep, and this looks like,
Miller going left, breaking tackles. He's broken a couple, and Miller's into the end zone, 21 yards, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Warhawks leading 20-0 with 8 seconds remaining in the half.
Yeah, so we're going to replay that one, and just as we go back to that play. Number 1 on the carry, makes a guy miss, breaks 2 tackles, breaks a 3rd tackle, a 4th tackle to find him way to the end zone, and I believe that's his 2nd on the day, Eric.
Yeah, Miller with a pair of touchdowns, 27 and now 21 yards. Norton had the prior touchdown, the first one, 21 yards. And now the Warhawks, with just 8 seconds remaining in the half, leading 20-0. They will try a 1-point conversion. And if you try to kick it, which at 7-0 they generally never do. Wilson, they hand off.
Oh, it's a good move. Makes the guy miss, but it looks like they're going to rally, and he's going to be tackled short, which means that the PAT will be no good, and that'll leave us with a score of 20-0 with 8 seconds left in the first half.
So they gave it to Norton, and Ryan Jensen for the Hurricanes was right there to knock him down, and 8 seconds remaining in the first half. It is 20-0 in favor of the Warhawks. Remember, the Hurricanes get the ball to start the second half. That punt on the field position, the big difference, the huge play was the 49-yard pass play for the Warhawks to Mello Thomas. That really changed that field position in a heartbeat.
Right.
Again, the Hurricanes will get the ball to start the second half. Again, this is a rematch from that ball game that happened at the end of March. Warhawks winning 20-6, and right now this is 20-0 is a little bit. That game stayed close the entire time, but Warhawks dominating this one so far.
Yeah, it's tough when you're down 3 scores, right? 3 possessions going in, but they do get the ball in the second half, which should create some optimism if you have any optimism like I do. You feel like as long as there's time on the clock, you always have a chance. So both teams do have explosive players. We've seen that one play could change the game in terms of scores. So it's really going to come down to protecting the ball in these last 8 seconds, giving up no points, and then for the Hurricanes, coming back with a game plan in the second half to make some stops on defense and obviously put some points up.
Hudson Wilson will kick off for the Warhawks. Just 8 seconds remaining in the half. 20-0 in favor of the Warhawks. Wilson's kick, it's a good boot here to the near side. Caught at the 44-yard line, and losing his footing over here for the Hurricanes was Isaiah Coleman, taken down immediately by Norton, and just 2.2 seconds remaining in the half. And I guess you maybe you got 2 seconds. Why not try to run it or pass it? It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Hurricanes from their own 44-yard line.
So clearly we've got one play before that takes us to the half. Again, if it's me, I'm getting into my bag and I'm looking for something like some misdirection, something that I can get the defense all running one way and then surprise them on the backside to try to put up some points going into this half.
So just 2.2 seconds remaining in the half. Here the Hurricanes have the ball 1st and 10 from their own 44-yard line. The Hurricanes trailing 20-0. They get the ball to start the second half and see if the Hurricanes just take a knee. They're technically known as the Barbarian Hurricanes. They changed their name from the AZ Jack Boys. So we just refer to them as the Hurricanes. And they are out of Tolleson out on the west side, about 99th Avenue and south of I-10.
All right, so we're getting set for the final play. This should be it. Let's see what we have drawn up. It looks like they're coming backside. Oh, they want to get behind their blockers. Get to the outside, no time on the clock. Finds an edge, he's still up, and he'll be tackled out, and that will conclude our first half of play. It's been an emotional first half here for the D1 championship. Like I said, it really is going to come down to which team is able to check their emotions the best. But now the chess match begins. As a coach, this is where I look at adjustments, whose adjustments game is going to be the best. So it'll be interesting as we get back to see what each team does.
So we head to halftime, 20-0 in favor of the Warhawks. Hurricanes will get the ball to start the second half. 3 touchdown runs by the Warhawks. Miller 27 and 21 yards and Norton 21 yards. We'll take a break here for halftime.
So, you want to be the best? The best commit to showing up before dawn, perfecting form, pushing limits, even when no one's watching. To be the best, you show up always. Every swing, every drill, every sprint matters. You keep going. When the moment is here, you show up ready. Shields.
They have no idea what they're about to see. A team that's actually ready. They're counting on us to quit.
You don't stand a chance. This will be a cakewalk.
This is what we've waited for.
We've prepared for this. But they're bigger than us. They're all talk. Our team is not afraid to fight.
We are the husband and wife law team.
Call the husband and wife law team first.
That was great, Alexis. I didn't even get hit this year.
No, I don't. I think it's just a coincidence. Knowing the. He's coaching the Commanders. Is he head coach? The guy in the NFL, Ken Norton Jr. He's linebacker coach. I don't think he's. And welcome back, everybody. Eric Anderson along with Jeff Lowry. Coach Slim, you're on the league board, also coaching and via Sierra Linda around there. You've got a team. But briefly, just recapping again here, we will get set to start the third quarter. It is 21-0 in favor of the Warhawks. Hurricanes will get the ball first, so the Warhawks will kick off with Hudson Wilson. Briefly, if you're coaching, what's your strategy, for either side?
Well, Eric, as we talked about, the Barbarians, the Hurricanes, they really need to come out and make some stops on defense. It's been tough trying to slow this high-powered offense down. Number 8 for the Warhawks, the quarterback, is doing his thing, and he's got a supporting cast in 1 and 6 that seem to be just as good as he is. So it's going to be tough, but that's what I'd like to see from the Hurricanes. As far as the Warhawks go, business as usual. Keep pounding the rock. Keep controlling the game, and I think they've scored on every possession with the exception of one. So
Hudson Wilson's kickoff is fielded over here at the near side. The Hurricanes fall on it. Well, who's got it? We're blocked temporarily here, but I believe it's going to belong to the Warhawks. That ball popped loose over here, and the Warhawks will get it. It wasn't technically an onside kick, but that ball popped loose over here, and it was recovered by the Warhawks, and they lead it 20-0 here as we start the third quarter. So not a good start for the Hurricanes here in the third quarter.
And you said it, Eric, not a good start at all. They certainly weren't looking for that. Now you've got Warhawks with the possession, and we're going to see. Let's see what adjustments the Hurricanes have made, and if they're going to be able to stop this offense.
Warhawks scored first, a 21-yard touchdown run by Norton. Conversion was good. Then a pair of touchdowns by Miller, 27 and 21 yards for the Warhawks. That's where we stand right here. Early stages of the third quarter, it is 20-0 Warhawks. Warhawks after recovering that kickoff to start the third quarter. And do we have a timeout here? A timeout, Hurricanes. Not a bad idea here to try to kind of get your composure back after not recovering that opening kickoff. It's not good here to start the third quarter for the Hurricanes.
Yeah, and in addition to that, Eric, they had some confusion on the field. Looks like they had a hard time getting their subs in and out, and so one too many bodies on the field, and it's just best to call a timeout in that situation to make sure that you've got the proper alignment so that you don't give up a big play.
Temperature creeping right around 90 degrees, expected to get to 96. We're out here on the west side, 59th Avenue, north of I-10 here at Maryvale High School, opened in 1963. And again, this is a rematch of the game at the end of March, the Warhawks winning 20-6. The Warhawks undefeated at 8-0. They've only given up 2 touchdowns all season. One was to the Barbarian Hurricanes. Formerly, they were known as the AZ Jack Boys. So it'll be first down and 10 for the Warhawks, the 46-yard line of the Hurricanes after the Hurricanes calling an early timeout. Hudson Wilson will go out of the shotgun. They spread the field with 4 receivers, and that, I believe, will be...
Oh, they're going to go false start.
So it'll be false start as the Hurricanes were drawn offside. It'll be first down and 15, Warhawks back in their own 49. There are 3 sets of brothers for the Warhawks. The Wilsons, Riker Wilson, number 7, Hudson Wilson, the quarterback. We'll get back to that in a second. First down and 15, Warhawks from their own 49-yard line. Again, empty backfield. McDonald goes in motion. They fake the end around. Wilson's going to take it himself going left and stood up over there by Landon Triggs. And after a pickup of about 3 over midfield.
Let me look at this play again. So they send the motion out, fakes the motion, quarterback bounces out left, gets his hands put on them by 11, and then they rally to the ball. Decent gain. I think they were back 8, so back about 8 to 10 yards, so they get a good portion of that back. Looks like it's going to bring up a 2nd and 12.
Yep, 2nd and 12 for the Warhawks at the 48-yard line of the Hurricanes. Again, also, there's 2 Wilson brothers, 2 Thomas brothers, and 2 McDonald brothers. 3 Musacchio brothers for the Warhawks. So
the brotherhood.
Right. 2nd down and 12, Warhawks, the 48-yard line of the Hurricanes. Norton goes in motion. They hand off on the end around, and Norton going right. Tries to get to the
6.
outside. Does, and he picks up 8 yards down to the 40-yard line on the far side.
That's going to keep the clock moving. It looks like it's about a gain of 7 or 8, and that's going to bring up a third and about 4 for the Warhawks with 8:33 left in the third quarter.
Aaron Craven's on the tackle on the far side. 3rd down and 4. Warhawks at the 40 of the Hurricanes. You mentioned that clock ticking. 8:22 remaining in the third quarter. 20-0 in favor of the Warhawks. They'll continue to grind that clock. Hurricanes had to call the early timeout. Hurricanes received the opening kickoff to start the second half, but they muffed the kickoff, and the Warhawks recovered it. 3rd down and 4. Warhawks to the 40 of the Hurricanes.
Overload left, going to run behind their players. He's going to take his time, find something. Oh, and he doesn't move fast enough. Oh, and he breaks 3, but he's tackled from behind, and that's going to bring up a 4th and about 3.
Wilson broke 1 tackle, but then hammered from behind by Caleb Walker, and it'll be set up a 4th down and about 2 after a gain of maybe a yard. We'll call it 4th down and 3. Warhawks, 39 of the Hurricanes, definitely 4-down territory here for the East Valley Warhawks, who play out of Mesa.
And the Hurricanes doing a better job of at least getting to the ball. Let's see if they can make a stop here. It'll be their second stop in the game and essentially giving the ball back to the offense.
4th down and 3. Warhawks in the 39 of the Hurricanes. The handoff to Norton going right.
Uh-oh, Merrick. That looks
Gets
like a
to
touchdown.
the outside, has the first down and more, and races to the outside and taken out of bounds right around the 24-yard line.
Oh, there's a flag that comes in. Maybe a face mask on the tackle. Not sure. We'll find out what it is. Nonetheless, a good run by number 6 is going to bring up a first down. Let's see if Moore's tacked on, and it is. The call is indicated for a face mask, and that's going to tack on an additional 15.
A gain of 13, tack on an additional 15. It's a net of 28, and I believe it was Isaiah Coleman that made the tackle and maybe got an incidental face mask on the far side, so the Warhawks sitting pretty. 1st down and 10 at the 12-yard line of the Hurricanes, and the Hurricanes get behind 27-0 here. They're in a very deep hole.
Yeah, you said it. They've got to do something here to stop this drive. It's 1st and 10. By the time we get done with this play, we'll have about 5 minutes in the third quarter.
Yeah, right now we're sitting at 6.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. 20-0 in favor of the Warhawks. Warhawks 1st and 10 at the 12 of the Hurricanes. Empty backfield. Wilson out of the shotgun.
Oh, and number 1 runs backwards for quite the loss.
They handed it off to Miller, but he was in trouble, and it was disrupted first back there by London Triggs, and then several other members of the Hurricanes got involved, and that's going to be a loss of about 9 back to the 21-yard line, setting up 2nd down and 19.
And Eric, so far from what I see, I think that's going to be the biggest key to the game here for both sides, is setting the edge. Both teams seem to really want to get to the outside, and the team that's getting there first from a defensive standpoint seems to be making plays. So keep an eye out on that. I've noticed that they've scooted that DN way out beyond the 9 technique just to try to make an adjustment and make sure nothing's getting to that outside.
Warhawks 2nd down and 19 of the 21 of the Hurricanes. Wilson out of the shotgun. The handoff to Norton going right. Gets to the outside, cuts it up, and he's taken down after about a 5-yard pickup. Inside, and getting up from the bottom of that pile was Isaiah Coleman, who's also the quarterback for the Hurricanes, and it'll set up 3rd down at about 15 for the Warhawks at the 16 of the Hurricanes. That continues to run this clock, and you mentioned around 5 minutes. We're now under 5 in the third quarter, 4:55 and ticking. 20-0 Warhawks leading. But we haven't seen a whole lot of throws. The biggest throw was that pass from Wilson to Mello Thomas that went for 49 yards in that second quarter. That was a huge play. Do you pass it here?
Potentially, Eric. It's 3rd and long, almost double stick, 3rd and 15. I actually may look at at passing, especially since they've widened that D end out. Oh, they're going to give it up. There it goes. They're wanting it, but he's going to tuck it and run. Making his way through traffic. He's still on his feet, and he's finally tackled about 3 yards, 2 or 3 yards short of the first down. But that's going to bring up about a 4th and 2, and like you mentioned, they're in 4th down territory. I'm sure they're going for it. Let's look at the replay. Number 8 there, the quarterback, makes a few tacklers miss, cuts his way up the field for an impressive gain of about 6 to 8 yards.
Yeah, Ryan Jensen with the tackle. It may have been a touchdown-saving tackle over there on the 6-yard line. They needed to get to around the 2. So it was a pickup really right around 10 yards, and on 4th down and we'll call it about 4 for the Warhawks at the 6-yard line of the Hurricanes. They can get a first down without scoring, and this is really running this clock. 3.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter, 20-0 Warhawks. They've had the ball this whole third quarter, and it's a water timeout. They're signaling timeout for the Warhawks, but they need their water too. It's approaching 90 degrees.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to stop it with about 3:21 on the clock. 4th down and about 4. They can, as you mentioned, get a first down. I got the feeling that this play's coming to the wide side of the field.
Recapping the scoring again, the Warhawks scored on their first possession with 8:02 remaining in the opening quarter. They made it 7-0 on a 21-yard touchdown run and end around to Norton Jr. Then the Warhawks getting a pair of touchdowns in the second quarter, 27 and 21 yards by Miller. The first 2 conversions were good. The third was they weren't able to get in there. So it was 20-0 at half. And then when we started the third quarter, the Warhawks kicked off, but the opening kickoff was bobbled and by the Hurricanes and recovered by the Warhawks. And this, in fact, still is that drive. And if you're the defense for the Hurricanes, you got to be getting tired back there.
Yeah, definitely getting tired, as you mentioned, with this heat. It's definitely going to take its toll as the day only gets hotter. Talking about the adjustment, it does look like the Hurricanes did make a few adjustments. I've noticed that they've spread their line out and they've moved their D end out significantly far. Again, I'm assuming to set that edge. I haven't seen much from the Warhawks. They haven't really needed to do much, but here we are with a 4th down, and it's been tougher, I would say, tougher sledding for them over the last two drives.
Yeah, the Warhawks have held on to the ball for about 6.5 minutes here in the third quarter. It is 4th down and 4 for the Warhawks at the 6 of the Hurricanes, and the Hurricanes needing a big stop right here with 3:21 remaining in the third quarter, and the Warhawks leading it by a score of 20-0. Again, they can get a first down without scoring. Norton to the left, Miller to the right. Wilson goes out of the shotgun, 2 receivers.
Quick slant. I like the quick slant to the bottom. Oh, but he's not ready for it. Oh.
Hand off to Miller going left, tries to get to the outside. Inside the 5 and knocked out right around the 1-yard line, taken out by Cravens. Should be enough for a first down. They needed to get down to about the 2, and I believe he got down to the 1.
Right. So why do they signal the other way, though?
Well,
the ref, did you see that?
The ref on this side is putting it at the 2. They needed to get to the 2. I don't know. We'll wait and see. It may be Hurricane ball.
Right. I thought he had enough for the first down, but I'm not the side judge. I can't see it clearly from my side, so we'll wait and get the call.
It did look like it, but we'll see. The Hurricanes, one of their coaches signaling it's their ball, but this might be a time where you do need a measurement. It appears, though, that the Warhawks will retain possession.
Yes, sir. That's what it looks like.
It certainly looked like he gained enough to get it. It'll be first down and goal. As they say, a game of inches. The Warhawks first down and goal at the 2-yard line.
And you're gonna see straight bully ball here, Eric. This should be a direct snap, getting right behind those 3 defender blockers in the back. We call this good old-fashioned beast football. Oh, and he pulls it, goes the other way, and the quarterback calls his own number.
So Wilson getting that snap, the quarterback, and goes in from 2 yards. It is now 26-0 in favor of the Warhawks. 2:40 remaining in the third quarter. They ate up a lot of time on that drive.
They did do that. Looks like they took just over 7 minutes on that drive, so a big portion of the clock. Looking back at that replay, man, number 8, I like the call there. They set up the beast left formation look and ended up going right to the backside. So good call and good play by number 8 and the OC for the Warhawks.
Hate to say it, but probably an impossible hole for the Hurricanes to come out of trailing 27-0, 2:40 remaining in the third quarter, where the Warhawks have only allowed 2 touchdowns all season.
Yeah, that's a good point there. Only giving up 2 does definitely make it a bit tougher. You've got an uphill battle with the score being 26-0, and if they get this extra point, it could be 27. So
the Warhawks will go for a 1-point conversion if they chose to kick it, which at 7-0 they never do. Basically, it's tough to do, even at the 11-0. But this will be a 1-point conversion. They're 2 for 3 this afternoon. Empty backfield. Wilson has it. Going to take it himself, going right into the end zone for a 1-point conversion. It is 27-0 in favor of the Warhawks. 2:40 remaining in this third quarter, and that them picking up that crucial 4th down and 5 may be the backbreaker for the Hurricanes. So 4 rushing touchdowns for the Warhawks. Miller 27-21, Norton 21, and now Wilson, the quarterback, with a 2-yard run. The 7-0 East Valley Warhawks out of Mesa trying to run their record to 9-0 and win this 2026 7-0 championship. How about the other 2 ball games? You familiar at all with Eastern Arizona Wildcats? They play the Arizona Arrows at 1. And then Copper Crew against the OC Elite at 3:30. You familiar with those teams?
Eric, I don't have a lot of background on either of those teams. I have probably a little bit more familiar with the AZ Arrows, which I've heard good things about. So that should be an exciting game. Nonetheless, they're all championship games, so they all have worked hard and proven themselves to be playing today. But I'd say the AZ Arrows I'm most familiar with, and they're running a pretty good program over there.
2:40 remaining in the third quarter, 27-0 in favor of the Warhawks, and Hudson Wilson will kick off for the Warhawks. The last kickoff to start the third quarter was kicked to the near side and bobbled and fumbled by the Hurricanes, and the Warhawks recovered it, and the rest was history. They went down for the touchdown.
They're very close. Listen, just based on the alignment here, I'm not going to be surprised if so they're moving they're scooting their guys over now, because there was a bit of concern I saw close to the 40-yard line from the receiving team. So and it appeared that that's where they were aiming to kick the ball.
Hudson Wilson to kick off for the Warhawks, and that's a good boot. Falling out at the 40-yard line, Blake Lawrence Jr., and that's where the Hurricanes will set up shop, 1st down and 10. So if you're the Hurricanes down 27-0, what do you tell your players if you're coaching them?
That's a good one, man. That the game's not over. That continue to play hard, and one play at a time. I mean, really, it comes down to executing. And I hate to say it, as you mentioned, it's definitely a hole that they've dug themselves into. But there's roughly 13 minutes left in the ball game, with at least 2 timeouts remaining on that side. If it's me, I'm trying to set my offense up for big score plays and trying to score with as least amount of possessions as possible.
So 2:40 remaining in the third quarter, 27-0 in favor of the Warhawks. Remember, the Warhawks have only allowed 2 touchdowns all season. One was to the Hurricanes in that matchup the end of March, in which the Warhawks won 20-6. It'll be 1st down and 10, Hurricanes from their own 40-yard line. Isaiah Coleman has been the quarterback. There's a single back in the backfield. It's a direct snap. Craven's going left. He's going to be hit and dropped by Blaze Miller.
Number 1 is not having any of it. Way to set the edge, kid.
Blaze Miller with a huge tackle on Aaron Cravens. A loss of 3, second down and 13. Hurricanes back of their own 38. So 2 more ball games after this one. The 1 p.m. ball game, 12 and under. Eastern Arizona Wildcats against the AZ Arrows. Second down and 13. Hurricanes.
Looks like they're going left.
Cravens again, the direct snap going left. Chased by Miller.
Good tackle.
Double teamed after a 4-yard pickup at the 42-yard line. It was Odom leading the charge. 28 for the Warhawks. It'll be third down and 8.
Clock still rolling. Minute 29 and ticking.
Both teams with 2 timeouts each. But it's 27-0 in favor of the Warhawks here with about a minute remaining in the third quarter. That 3:30 ball game then also 12 and under, Copper Crew against the OC Elite.
This should be a good one. OC Elite, it's got a really good program. Been around for a while and typically filled some pretty good athletes. Do a good job of coaching over there.
Hurricanes 3rd and 8 from their own 42-yard line.
Uh-oh.
Snap goes through the legs of the quarterback and recovered down there by the Hurricanes, Amari Payton, but I believe that play was whistled dead. Well, I believe it was whistled dead. It'll be a loss of 6 back to the 37-yard line for the Hurricanes. In fact, the Hurricanes did recover their own fumble, Armani Payton, but it's going to be 4th down and 14. Hurricanes back at their own 37. They need to get to midfield for the first down.
And Coach Pena just struggling to get anything going on offense for the Hurricanes. Looks like they're going to overload right. Looks like it's coming backside. Yep. Coming our way. One guy to make miss. Oh, that's a great tackle by number 80.
Great open field tackle by Caleb McDonald as he made the tackle on Cravens, and on downs, the Warhawks will take over first down and 10 right around the 35 of the Hurricanes. That leaves 3 seconds remaining in the third quarter, 27-0 in favor of the Warhawks. How about that open field tackle? That was beautiful.
It was a great tackle by Caleb, number 80, to force the turnover. That's going to leave 3 seconds on the clock for the third. And Eric, we're getting close to mercy rule 35-0. That should run a clock. That should run the clock. So the Hurricanes, hopefully, they could come up with a defensive stop to try to prevent that clock from rolling without being stopped.
This ought to be the last play of the third quarter, 27-0 in favor of the Warhawks. Warhawks 1st and 10 at the 33 of the Hurricanes after taking over on downs. Landon Wilson, the quarterback, Miller to his right in the backfield, Odom the tailback. First down and 10. They fake it. Maybe they just missed the handoff, and Wilson going to be hit and drop gang tackle behind the line of scrimmage, a loss of about 7. That is the end of the third quarter. 27-0 in favor of the Warhawks.
So, you want to be the best? The best commit to showing up before dawn, perfecting form, pushing limits, even when no one's watching. To be the best, you show up, always. Every swing, every drill, every sprint matters. You keep going. When the moment is here, you show up ready. Shields.
They have no idea what they're about to see. A team that's actually ready. They're counting on us to quit.
You don't stand a chance. This will be a cakewalk.
This is what we've waited for.
We've prepared for this. But they're bigger than us. They're all talk. Our team is not afraid to fight.
We are the husband and wife law team.
Call the husband and wife law team first.
That was great, Alexis. I didn't even get hit this year.
And welcome back, everybody. Eric Anderson along with Jeff Lowry and Coach Slim, who's on the who are you? You're coaching at Sierra Linda down there, and also you're on the board of the entire league.
Well, I coach at Fairfax High School,
all right.
But Sierra Linda is the high school that we actually played most of our home games at last year for the Arizona Big Cats, which is the organization that I lead.
Fairfax is in that Levine area.
Correct, yeah.
By Cesar Chavez.
Exactly, yep.
Or now it's called, what did they change?
Cactus Canyon.
All right, well, that's a nice ring to it.
No comment.
Yeah, I forgot that they changed the name. So it'll be the fourth quarter, 27-0 in favor of the Warhawks. They've scored, well, they led it 20-0 at halftime. They scored in the first quarter a 21-yard touchdown run by Norton, a pair of touchdown runs by Miller of 27 and 21 yards. And in the third quarter, the quarterback Wilson with a 2-yard run. So you mentioned the Mercy Rule, 35-plus points.
Yeah, 35 points. They'll run the clock. It won't stop even on timeouts. And that pretty much hurt the chances of coming back if they don't stop. They don't get a stop here.
Second down and 17 for the Warhawks at the 40-yard line of the Hurricanes. Wilson
power eye right. They're running
hands
downhill.
Off, and Odom gets back to the original line of scrimmage and nothing more. Taken downstairs by London Triggs, and it'll bring up third down and 17. So there's Hurricanes continuing to fight, even though they're down 27-0 here, early stages of the fourth quarter in a heat that's getting up over 90 degrees.
Yeah, it's starting to get hot. I'm also noticing that the OC for the Warhawks is starting to get some rotation in there, give some other guys opportunities to carry it. That last carry we saw by number 20, I think 8.
Yeah, Odom, he's gotten a couple here and there.
Okay.
Third down and 17, Warhawks.
All right.
Handoff again.
Oh, that's a hold. They didn't call it.
Norton getting to the outside.
And he's not going to be caught. 10-5, touchdown.
Norton with his second touchdown of the afternoon. It goes for 40 yards. You mentioned you saw a hold.
Yeah, they did call it, so it was late, but it was pretty blatant. So that touchdown will come off the board, and we'll replay that down.
It's the second touchdown. Norton scored the first touchdown on a 21-yard touchdown, but he had another long run called back due to holding, and that's his second that has been negated due to holding, and they'll spot this ball from the place of the foul. It'll be spotted at midfield, and it'll be third down and 27 from midfield for the Warhawks. So Norton's had 2 touchdowns taken off the board. So they start the clock, 8:56 remaining in the fourth quarter, 27-0 Warhawks. Warhawks third down and 27 from midfield. Wilson out of the shotgun. You mentioned they're rotating a couple of guys coming in. They hand off to Norton again, going right.
Oh, he makes a guy miss. Oh, he's still on his feet. He's running into his own guys. Uh-oh. And this is going to go to the house, Eric. I see this as a house call. There's a loss. Let's keep it clean at the bottom. They're looking. No laundry on the field, but the referee throws.
There is a flag at the 31-yard line. Norton broke, it seemed like 10 tackles and went 50 yards. If that's going to come back again, that'll be the third touchdown called back for Norton, and he's going to need a breather.
And it is, Eric. It's coming back.
Now they're on the highlight reel if he wants the highlights, but unfortunately, and with the Warhawks leading 27-0, having those taken off the clock or off the board, it's not like it's going to cost him the win, but he ran a long ways, and unfortunately it's coming back.
Yeah, listen, he's probably had at least 40, 50 yards here in the last 3 carries, but unfortunately none of them count.
They're going to spot the foul. The holding was around the 30-yard line, so they'll spot the ball at the 40 of the Hurricanes. It'll be third down and 17 For the Warhawks, the 40 of the Hurricanes. That's 3 touchdowns for Norton Jr. that have been called back. He did get the first touchdown of the ball game, a 21-yard touchdown run, but he's had 3 long ones called back. 3rd down and 17, Warhawks at the Hurricane 40-yard line. Odom goes in motion, splitting out to the left.
Barbarians bring everybody besides one on the line. Oh.
Well, here on the left side, Cravens looked like he was offside. The handoff to Miller going left, trying to get to the outside. He does. Cuts it up. Miller stays on his feet.
Still on his feet.
Tackles, and he's going to pick up about 12 down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. It'll bring up about 4th and 6.
That's a good run. Getting most of that yardage back, like you said, brings up a 4th and 6. 7:25 left in the 4th quarter. And we are in 4-down territory. I'm assuming that they're going for it.
Yeah, if you're the Hurricanes, you're bound to be getting tired, but give them credit out there. They're not losing into their fight with 90-degree-plus temperatures as the Hurricanes trailing it 27-0, about 7 minutes remaining essentially in the ball game. It's 4th down, we'll call it 5 for the Warhawks at the 28 of the Hurricanes. Remind you, there's only been 2 touchdowns scored on the season against the Warhawks. So 4th and 5, Warhawks are the 28 of the Hurricanes. Wilson out of the shotgun, 2 receivers.
I'm guessing this play is going right. Looks like they want to get behind big number 1 and give that ball to number 6 and see if they can make his 3rd one a charm.
Norton to the left, Miller to the right in the backfield. Wilson gets a snap, the handoff to Norton going right, and he's going to be pounded down.
And the cut was just a little early. Down. Yeah, the cut was a little early, which is going to create a turnover on downs. He was short. I would have liked to see him stay behind his lead blocker for a little bit longer, but understand where he was trying to accomplish.
Ryan Jensen with a tackle, amongst others, Triggs and Morales, and it's shy of the 1st down. On downs, the Hurricanes will take over 1st down and 10 from their own 26-yard line. It is 27-0 in favor of the Warhawks, 6:16 remaining in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, the Warhawks are pretty much in control. They're just looking to do enough to probably prevent any scores, but they're probably content. There's 6 minutes left in the game. They just want to slow it down a little bit and get out of here with the dub.
1st down and 10, Hurricanes from their own 26-yard line. Isaiah Coleman, the quarterback wearing 23, will go out of the shotgun in an empty backfield. 1st and 10, Coleman cuts it back inside. Slipped 1 tackle and taken down for a loss of about a yard. Miller was there, as well as Caleb McDonald and some other Warhawks. A loss of a yard, 2nd down and 11. That Warhawk defense is awfully tough, too. Well, only giving up 2 touchdowns all year. 2nd and 11, Hurricanes from their own 25. Clock continues to tick, 5:35 and ticking in the 4th quarter, 27-0. Warhawks, they've dominated all afternoon long.
And the Warhawks have been in a 3-4 defense all game. It's not very common with the little guys.
2nd down and 11. Coleman goes straight ahead, takes it himself.
But as you see there, it's been effective. It's working. That's a short gain of only 1. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 9 for the.
Braxton Nielsen with the tackle for the Warhawks. It'll be 3rd down and 8. Hurricanes from their own 28-yard line.
4:54 on the clock. Scores 27-0.
Yeah, clock continues to tick away. 3rd down and 8. Coleman lofts it up to the far side. We've got a little bit of contact at the 42-yard line, but intended for Cravens, and also over there on coverage was Caleb McDonald, but no interference, nothing of that sort. It'll be 4th down.
And there you see a little sign of that arm, although the pass was incomplete. I mean, that was a 30 yard pass up the sideline, just not able to hit his target.
Yeah, but they still have punt, pass, and kick.
They do, yeah.
They do. So do these kids participate? You don't hear about that as much. They used to have that at half times of the NFL
like NFL games and stuff.
You just don't hear about it as much. But it'd be interesting to see some of these kids with a good arm compete. So that stopped the clock. 4:38 remaining in the fourth quarter, 27-0 in favor of the Warhawks. 4th and 8 Hurricanes from their own 28-yard line. Cravens going left, cuts it up over the 30 and taken down around the 32-yard line. It was Miller and Thomas combining on the tackle, and on downs, the Warhawks will take over 1st and 10 at the Hurricane 32-yard line. Where do they have the punt, pass, and kick?
I think they still do that in some schools, and then maybe like in the NFL league. I've heard a few. The NFL has a flag league that they put on around the city.
I have heard of that. They have that here in Phoenix,
They
too?
do, They have it throughout the valley.
So it's boys and girls?
It is co-ed, yes.
Oh.
Yeah, girls flag is becoming extremely popular.
Yeah.
And as it should be. There's some remarkable talent in girls flag
We're
as well.
doing some of those games tomorrow, in fact. It
Nice.
should be good. 1st down and 10, Warhawks at the 32-yard line of the Hurricanes. 4:24 remaining in the fourth quarter. 27-0 in favor of the Warhawks. They've dominated the entire time.
So the adjustment that they have made, the Hurricanes have went from going from a 5-3 to basically a 10-1. They've got 10 on the line and 1 back in the backfield.
Handoff to Norton, and he is taken down for a loss of about a yard. Combining on the stop, Jensen and Caleb Walker. Now, if you have a choice between if you're a boy, tackle football or flag, how do you make the decision, which one you're going to play?
That's a good question.
It's gotta be cheaper playing flag.
It could be, a little bit. I think oftentimes at that age, it's often left up to the parents. I think, there are kids that express interest in wanting to play tackle, but are still only allowed to play flag. I think it's really at the discretion of the parents. There's so much concern these days around safety, but one thing that I'd like to point out is all of the things that they do these days to enhance the safety of the game.
Right. I don't think we've seen any of those concussion helmets today in this ball game.
That's a good point. I haven't seen any of the soft shells myself, either at the last game.
2nd down and 10, Warhawks at the 33-yard line of the Hurricanes, and we've got a
timeout. Warhawks
called for the Warhawks, their second, and the temperature's creeping into the low 90s, expected to get to 96. You could use a water break. 3:02 essentially remaining in the game. 27-0 in favor of the Warhawks. You call it a soft shell, huh?
Yeah, soft shell, Guardian caps. That's what they're using these days to basically soften the blow.
You see a few guys in the NFL wearing those now.
Yeah, you do.
They must do a pretty good job protecting the head. You just know, with the concussions and. Where do you order those, on the internet?
Yeah, you get those on the internet, BSN, or a lot of the sports shops, and or where you're ordering the uniforms. They can customize those now. So online and in most equipment purchases places you can find those.
And now for instance, with these teams or the teams you're coaching, do the kids have to order their own equipment?
It's a good question. It depends. Most of the time, yes. So fees typically include uniforms and the league fee, but shoulder pads and helmets and those things are usually at the expense of the parent.
So they do have to order them, or do you guys order them? It's changed a lot. After the Warhawk timeout, it's 2nd down and 10. Warhawks at the 33 of the Hurricanes. 3:02 remaining in the fourth quarter. 27-0 in favor of the Warhawks. Yeah, what are they doing right now? It's 12:25. The next game scheduled starts.
Split back on the left. This is going to number 1. Oh, he's going to call his own number. Uh-oh, ball on the ground, and it looks like Hurricanes recover.
On second down and 11, Wilson, or I should say it was Wilson running it, and it was recovered down low by London Triggs of the Hurricanes, but I believe that they will give the Hurricanes the ball.
Yep, so that's going to be, I believe, the first turnover by the Warhawks.
Haven't really had.
Yeah, it's been a pretty clean game for the most part in terms of holding on to the ball, although there have been some flags, but it's expected at 7U.
Yeah, there haven't been a whole lot of turnovers. There was the fumble on the kickoff that the Hurricanes fumbled, the opening kickoff of the second half, but other than that, there hasn't been much. 2:54 remaining in the fourth quarter, 27-0. Warhawks first down and 10, Hurricanes from their own 34. A little bit of a breeze out now, maybe just a little bit.
Yeah. All right, so Hurricanes got the ball. It's 1st and 10. They'll start from their own 39-yard line. Looks like it's going to jet sweep to the right. Yep. Uh-oh.
First down and 10, a fumbled exchange. Aaron Cravens had it for a moment, and he was taken down immediately that time by Braxton Nielsen.
Yeah, I mean, it started at the looking at the replay, so it was it's kind of a slow motion. The running back got there before the snap did, which caused him to have to turn for the ball, and that itself creates a bobbled snap, and it's going to be a loss of 5.
Second down and 15. Hurricanes now back at their own 29-yard line. Clock ticking at 2:15 and marching here in the fourth quarter. 27-0 Warhawks.
Jet sweep, fake this side up. Number 1's there. Oh.
Fake it, and Sanchez takes it to his right. He's going to be hit and dropped.
It just doesn't look like the Hurricanes have an answer for this defense. They've tried motion, misdirection.
Check that. It was Elias Kernis, the second quarterback for the Hurricanes, wearing number 14, who got that snap, and he lost a couple on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 16. Hurricanes back at their own 28. Now Cravens gets a snap, and he races to his right.
And they rally. Tackle still for a loss. I mean, gaining yards on this Warhawks defense has been a tough battle all day long. And as you've alluded to, they've only given up 2 touchdowns all year. So the defense has definitely been playing stingy football.
Caleb McDonald leading the charge on that tackle. It'll be 4th down and 16. Hurricanes back in their own 28-yard line, approaching 1 minute remaining in this one. 27-0 in favor of the Warhawks. They scored first, a 21-yard touchdown run by Norton, followed by 2 touchdown runs, a 27 and 21 by Miller, and then Wilson a 2-yard touchdown run in the third quarter. 4th and 16, Hurricanes from their own 28.
They're going up the middle.
Coleman back in at quarterback, going to take it himself. Loses the handle on it, falls on it back at the 19-yard line, chased by Nielsen.
Well, there's 28 seconds left, and although the Warhawks get another possession, I'm sure they're going to allow them just to kneel on the football, get out there in victory formation, and let's get out of here.
So the East Valley Warhawks have dominated all afternoon, leading at 27-0 with 28 seconds remaining in this one, and they'll go home 9-0 with a championship here. They've played pretty flawless this afternoon. Both teams played awfully well. It's just Warhawks maybe a little more depth, talent. I don't know.
It's hard to say from up here. I haven't had an opportunity to watch much of these teams, but at 8-0, you've got to, that screams talent, but it also screams coaching to me.
Right.
It also screams coaching to me. It appears, from our seat that both sides of the ball, or both teams looked particularly talented, so I don't see anything that looks despairingly different there, but I think it really comes down to coaching.
Both teams with good coaching or deep coaching staffs, and that's a good point to make. 28 seconds remaining in this one. Warhawks first down and 10 at the 19-yard line of the Hurricanes, and Wilson simply will take a knee as the Warhawks leading 27-0. But yeah, very deep coaching staff for both squads. The Warhawks, Greg Wilson, you've got about 7. Both teams have got about 7 coaches deep. So they'll let this clock run out, and the East Valley Warhawks will win this 2026 7 and under championship with a 27-0 win over the Barbarian Hurricanes. 27-0. They dominated the whole way. Coach Slim, any final comments?
Oh, no, man, that's it. It's been a pleasure calling the game with you today, Eric. I'm excited to see the Warhawks and just want to congratulate them on a well-played spring season, finishing their mark at 9-0 as undefeated spring champions. It's been a lot of fun calling the game with you today, and I want to thank you.
Thank you. And again, the Warhawks, the 2026 7 under championship champions, winning 27-0. For Jeff Lowry and Coach Slim, I'm Eric Anderson. Till the next ball game, have a good afternoon.